tad bit of possibly controlling.
You feel controlling from Verneisha?
A little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and Verneisha, last night on the phone, we had a little miscommunication, and
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you about Ready to Love. We're dealing with Joel and Verneisha part 2, where we're talking to you guys about the fact that Joel feels controlled by Verneisha. I'm going to break it down as to why he feels controlled, break down a little few schematics in between that. If you want to learn more about this channel, or learn more of the great content we put out there as well, especially about Ready to Love, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications are up. Loads, we appreciate you. Stay locked and stay loaded. We are gonna get into this. Hey, if you're returnees, you got the minerals. You got the minerals. Listen, are you muddy, you lean, cause listen. Hey, listen, the streets are hot, so stay what? Hydrated. The streets are hot, so what? Stay hydrated. Appreciate you guys. Let's get into the video. So we have Joel and Verneisha, who've been going so strong for the last few weeks. Suddenly, there seems to be an issue where Joel now feels like that Verneisha is controlling. Let's play a little bit more of the clip and then we'll talk a little bit.
it made me feel some kind of way. So at the time, I said Kyra. So me saying Kyra was just some old off the top head, look, we got good conversation. If I had to do it right now, let me go with the good conversation.
Now, obviously, he says here, like, he chose Kyra because off the top of the head, off the top of the dome, because he felt like at the time, he felt at the time that Verneisha had been controlling due to their conversation they had on the phone. There was a malfunction or miscommunication, of their conversation, which led him to then kind of emotionally make a statement that Kyra would be the one that he would go home with. All right. Now, it's obviously clear because obviously after that, he makes a statement saying, you know, Verneisha's still a babe. You heard me? Like, he's still saying that she's still a babe. Okay, and he said that consistently throughout the whole season. Whenever when he spoke about Amber, he said, "But Verneisha's still a babe." You heard me. So I think he still has Verneisha at the top ranks. What he's talking about now is something that has happened that he feels like needs to be rectified. Okay, but I want to break something down as to why he may be saying the whole controlling narrative. I want to break something real down for you. In the dynamics of dating, courting, getting to know each other, the talking stage, there are always two levels: the person in control and the person going with the flow with the person in control. Okay, there's always the one that leads and the one that submits to the leadership. Okay, now most of the time it's meant to be most of the time it is the men, but we have a lot of women who can also lead those dances. Okay, now whoever has the power is the one that begins to define the tempo, the style, the genre of dance that you're about to do. And when the person in control who knows he has the power, he or she knows they have the power in the relationship, is leading it, when the other person tries to change the music, change the tempo, change the style of dance, change direction, they feel controlled. Because the whole point is that the person in control is leading and they do not want to relinquish control or leadership. So with Joel here, what is the problem? The problem is this: I want to be able to go out there, have a bit of fun, still get to know the other girls, even kiss somebody on the cheek, which, by the way, again, heard me, it was something which became a problem, but probably wasn't a problem in the beginning when he thought he did it, right? When he went to give Amber a kiss, that was him going slightly rogue. Why? Because he hadn't kissed Verneisha. Why is it that you felt the need to kiss Amber on the cheek, but not give the kiss to Verneisha, who you've been feeling me? You heard me? Like, so what happened there? Now, he probably rationalize it by saying, you know, I just felt it in a moment. I thought I'll give Amber a kiss, but that's not how the person on the other end is going to see it or receive it. They're going to be like, hold on a minute. You've been giving me weeks upon weeks of attention, you know, and then you suddenly want to kiss Amber on the cheek. What have I done that's not contributed towards you not want to kiss me on the cheek, right? That's what Verneisha is feeling. Okay, now in the midst of that, because he's leading the charge, because she's under his leadership, under his the rest of him leading the dance, what you're gonna find is the moment she tries to change direction, the moment she tries to question him, okay, like for instance the question on the kiss situation, it's gonna be an issue because you're trying. The person who's leading does not want to And when I say this leading apart as well, when they're leading and they haven't decided that they're going towards the end, there isn't a destination at the end of the dance. That's where issues kick up. If I'm leading, if the person's leading and the dance has a destination, the song has an end, people don't mind because they're gonna get what they want in the end. Verneisha wants a relationship. She wants to be married at the end of it as well, right? Because that's gonna be another dance. That's gonna be another dance they're gonna do. They're gonna do a whole nother dance on the marriage situation. Because we already know with Joel's really what he told us about how he felt about marriage. Okay, so we know that he's going to define it as okay. I want to get married when I want to get married, and we're going to go into that conversation in a second. So just be aware of that when you are entering into protracted negotiations with somebody, when you're about to enter into talking stages. Just know that the person who's in control will always feel a little bit like, oh, I don't want to relinquish control. I don't want to feel like I'm out of control. I don't want to feel like I'm losing the battle. They will get annoyed when you try to lead the charge. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they have a mind and goal, which may not be the destination you're asking for. Which is why it's important to ask really good questions at each turn to make sure we're still dancing the same dance and we're dancing with the same destination in mind. Okay? Let's play a little bit of the clip and see what I'm talking about here, yeah?
But I'm also making sure I check myself because I don't want to run into that brick wall hard.
So I kind of skipped a little bit beforehand. We'll go back a little bit, a second or two. The question was asked, Joel, do you want to get married? And this is what after the conversation that Vern had with the friends where they asked her, what's your goal of the show? And she said, obviously, I'm looking to get married. And they kind of blew it up to say she's trying to take it far. Like, she wants to be the first married couple on the show, right? She wasn't saying that she wants to be married right away. She just meant in the sense of she wanted to be one of the couples that would actually progress further than just the show. Fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. But the issue here is that Joel's not sure. The issue isn't her answer. The issue is that Joel's not sure. And when the dancer who's leading is not sure, when you decide to try and change direction, that's when they get annoyed because they're not sure. Joel is not 100% sold on Verneisha. So anytime Verneisha tries to change the dance, if she tries to question him about the amber kiss, if she questions him saying, are you really committed? Are you this? Are you that? Anytime she's going to answer him, it's going to be a little bit of annoyance because he doesn't have a destination in mind. He thinks she's great. He thinks she's amazing. He thinks that she's fine. He thinks that, you know what, baby? Body looking tight. All types of substance, baby. You understand? But you're not sold. On the final product, you're not sold. On the final service, you're not sold. You don't want to buy just yet. You're biding your time, but you're not buying just yet. And so since you're not buying just yet, anything that's deviating or trying to solidify you, that's trying to put you in a position of what you have not seen just yet, will always be control to you. Now, am I saying that the Verneisha's without, some behaviors that may seem controlling? No, I think Verneisha's might have some of those. Not necessarily controlling, but may have clingy tendencies. I believe there's some of that in her. I believe there's some of that. I believe there's some of that in her. I think added to that, I think that what we're seeing with Joel and Verneisha is what happens in a lot of the dating stages with a lot of people. And this is why I always tell you guys, PEW, position, expectation, wants. State your position. I like you. What's your expectation? I want to be in a relationship with you. Right? And what's your want? My want is, and what's the want? The want is what the other person wants. So what needs to happen here is that there's going to need to be another conversation, and she's going to need to find out what's your vision at the moment and where you're looking to head to. Like, and because it's a game show, I know he's being open. And I think what his frustration is that he feels like he's being closed in, and maybe she's kind of closing because, like she said, he is the only one she wants. She's the only one she wants.
But at the same time, my focus is on one guy.
So her focus is only on one guy, even though there's a competition going on. Which means now he's going to feel like, wait, I haven't got the freedom to do anything else. That kiss thing probably blew up. It probably blew up because, like she said, I am only focused on one guy. Had she had other options, she would have had power. She might not have thought about it so deeply. But she's thinking about it because she has only one option, and that's Joel. And in her mind, she's already sold on the idea. He's not. Don't try to lead the dance. That's what he's saying. That's the control that he's talking about, is don't try to lead the dance. You hear me? And I don't know where I'm going, and so therefore I cannot be forced into being solid in one area. I cannot be forced into giving you an answer. I can't be forced into settling on your idea because I'm not sold on it. Do you feel what I'm saying? I hope it's getting through to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whilst I think she might be a little bit, clingy, I get it. I just don't think that she's actually that bad. I think it's just because he doesn't have a vision in mind, I believe. Listen to it a bit more.
She said she's territorial.
That's one of those things that I had a problem with. I'm like, when you tell me you're territorial, that's a problem for me.
Shay, she said it herself. She was like, I can tell she's low.
So you hear him say, obviously, here that he picks up on the point that Verneisha said obviously she's territorial, and a friend obviously then chimes in and says, oh, that's a red flag for me, and then he goes on to say, I think she's a little bit clingy, right? And he noticed that Shay also noticed the fact that she's clingy and he's not crazy, right? So that's the issue here as well. Remember I told you guys, you see, the problem here with this particular thing is this. Because it's got competitive and it's not really about love, it's about the competition. What's happening is that many men will like a woman, but may not want to buy. I may want to try, but I may not want to buy. I may want to try, but I may not want to buy. I may be intrigued and interested to want to get close, but I don't want to close the deal. Right? And I think Joel's at that space where he's like, listen, I like Verneisha. I think she's cool. I think she's amazing. You hear me? I think she's a babe. I have a sexual attraction towards her. Am I ready to be in a relationship with her? Probably not. And I can see that she's gearing towards there. Now I feel restricted. Now I feel locked in. Now I feel imprisoned. Because now she probably doesn't want me to see anybody else. Right? It's like, yo, that's where the issues come. That's where the issues come. As a woman, if you're in the situation, this is why you ask the guy where he stands, what's his expectations. If his expectations don't match your wants, you walk. Now, in this situation, it's a game show, and so she has to ride it out. After the game show done, she has to ask those questions. After the game show is done, she's going to have to ask some serious questions of Joel to see whether he really wants this or whether he just wanted her for the game show. I definitely think he's attracted to her. But did he want her for a relationship? Did he? Did he really want her for a relationship? Or was she just the best in the show that he could get? You feel what I'm saying? Right? That's why the whole conversation about marriage was odd. Because obviously how he felt about it. I'm just going to go back slightly, okay? And you see what I mean by that.
Give me a chance to make sure I ain't tripping that you really that one.
Let me go. Let me just...
0 to 100.
Now, I want you to listen to his answer that he gives here. It's really fascinating. And it's fascinating because when you listen to his answer, he's basically warning her to stay away. Oh, no. I know he probably won't admit to this, but he's warning her to stay away. Let me just listen. What I mean by that.
Real quick.
Don't stamp me yet, you heard me? Like, give me a chance to make sure I ain't tripping that you really that one.
I know.
He said, listen, don't stamp me yet. Give me a little bit of time to kind of assess and make sure, you are the one and I'm not just tripping yet. That's a warning. He's like, give me time to make sure that you are the one that you are, you are the one that you are. He hasn't seen that yet. He's not solidified. He's not certified yet. He's not stuck in yet. He's not where Verneisha is. Verneisha is ready to go now. He's not. What it is that maybe she's falling a bit too quicker than he is. She's falling quicker towards the situation than he is. And that's contributing towards the controlling feeling that he's getting. He's not there yet. And so her expectations are different to his because she's falling already. I keep on falling in and out. We do you. Sometimes I love you. Let me go back a little bit. Go back a little bit. Go back over his answer again and give it to you guys again one more time. Listen to what he said.
Give me a chance to make sure I ain't tripping that you really that one.
I know you've been married before. And what happened with your wife and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, obviously, just give me that chance to be able to see that I'm not tripping. I can't blast him. It's more of a case of like just being able to assess where the person stands at the moment, and that's a conversation he has to have with her. He has to let her know, hey, I'm kind of feeling like you're kind of falling a bit faster here. I need you just kind of I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. And this happens a lot in relationships. Anyway, if you've been in a relationship before, you know this has happened before. This happens in relationships where you think you're kind of falling, but you're not sure if you are, and then you're kind of assessing the situation. It happens. It happens all the time. So nothing new under the sun here. I just think that for them two, that he feels like that her falling is making him feel like he's restricted and he can't move anywhere in this process. But yeah, I won't say anything too tough. I'll leave it as it is. Make sure you guys say like, share, subscribe, and you click on the bell button for notification of the what up loads. We appreciate you. Stay locked and stay loaded. More love, baby.